So let's talk about, first of all, before we start our classes, first of all we need to understand the basic concept of website. Okay, we need to understand some basic information about the website. So let's talk about, first of all, what is website. That's the first question when you are learning how the development of the website. First of all, you have to know what is website. Okay, so website, I can say, is a collection of web pages that are connected together and have one domain name, and that come from one server. So what that mean? That is a bit more complicated. If I said as theory, if I said like website is a collection of web pages that are like connected together and have same domain name that have hosted from a server. So what that mean? For example, we have a website. This is the website. Okay, how we can define this website? We said website is a collection of web pages. So what is the collection of web pages? The collection of web pages is this. Now we are in a web page. Okay, this is web page. This complete page is called web page. So this is now one web page. So we said it's a collection of web pages. So this about, if I click, I go to another web page. So these are different web pages that are collected together. Okay, it's a collection of web pages. So we have here more web pages. Whenever we are developing the website, we will create each web page in different file. Okay, we will create home.html, for example, home file, about.html, which is the about web page. So they are different files. So we have to connect that different files in a one. So we can create navigation menu that connects each web page. So whenever I click that, I will go to the about. So whenever I click surface, I will go to the surface. If I click home, I will go to the home.html file, like that. Okay, that is called different web pages that are connected together. So we also said it's a collection of web pages that have same domain name. So what is the domain name? So these are different types of the web page, right? And they have already connected. Also they have same domain name. Okay, if I need to get the about of Kaizen from Google, I have to search with the domain, right? So that's why we say it's collection of web pages that have same domain name. So whenever I need to access this about, first of all I have to access the domain name, then I can search the about. Okay, so we said it's a collection of web pages that have same domain name, then that have also a server. So we can't get this domain, this web page, without a server. So all this information are coming from a server. So we have created these different web pages, like we have created home page, we have created about page, we have created service page in our local computer. So how these files go to our local computer, go to the Google. So we have to use a server. That's why we say all that web pages are coming from one server. So all these different web pages have stored in one server, and they have same domain name, and they have already connected together. That is called a website. So do you understand? Website is a collection of web pages that have same domain name and have same server. That is called a website. So whenever we are talking about a website, there are two types of website. Okay, static website and dynamic website. So what means static website? So whenever we are learning web development, we already said we will learn front end and back end, right? The front end is the design of the website. Okay, this is the website. This design is called front end. Okay, This navigation menu, this color, this, all this are the design, are the front end. Whatever user can see, whatever the client can see, whatever I show in the browser is the design of that website. Okay, so a website that have built only HTML and CSS are called static website. They don't have interactive. User can't do anything inside this website. Fortunately, if I click here now, we have login form. All right. If I enter some information, I can log in. So the static website, you can't do login. Just it is static. Just a form, but you can't submit. This submit button don't work. That is called a static website. What about the dynamic website? Dynamic website means complete website that have design and development. So if I try to log in with unknown email, I will get error message. Okay, I will get error message. So that error message is coming from the back end, because it will check if this email exists in our database. If it doesn't exist, I will get error message. So that means this website is complete. And it means it is dynamic website. So do you understand that difference? Yeah. Static, dynamic. Static is a website that have just design. Static, dynamic is a complete website that user can do something. One best example, static website like Facebook. Okay, if I go now search Facebook, so this is the facebook.com. okay, if I log into my Facebook, I can post, I can make like, comment, share, everything, but I'm only user, right? I'm a user. I visit the website, I have registered, and I have access that I can post, I can edit, I can delete something, I can share, I can comment. I have the full access of the website. So that is called dynamic. Dynamic website is a website that user can do something in the website, or admin, or anyone. Okay, if I need, for example, I have this, I have here video and content. So I'm the client of this website, I'm the owner of this website, and I need to change this video. If the website is static, I can't change this video. I will need developer who knows the code and can remove this video and change to another video. But if it's dynamic website, I will have a dashboard where I can change the video by myself without going the code. Okay, so that is the difference between the static and the dynamic. Do you understand? So let's move on the next topic. So next is HTML. So let's talk about the first language that we will learn is HTML. So what is HTML? HTML is hypertext markup language, and if we say in different way, is the base language and is the mother language of the web development. Okay, whenever we need to develop a website, first of all we have to know the HTML. We have to know how to write HTML code, and to write HTML code there's a syntax and elements that we will learn. Okay, so that is the HTML. We will learn everything later, but now just definition. There's also another one which is HTML5, which is the updated version of the HTML. It has some new features that have added for the previous HTML. You know, whenever application updated, there's some new features, right? So the HTML5 is the last updated version of the HTML. So we will learn the what are the new elements that have updated, what are the new features that have added. Okay, we will learn it later. So let's also learn some concepts here, like HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So what is this hypertext transfer protocol? What this means? This means, if you know, every website have HTTP access. Okay, there are two different types, HTTP and HTTPS. So if the website have HTTP method, for example, like this website, we have now HTTPS. Okay, you can see there S. So this HTTPS means the website is secure. What that mean? You can see there's a lock. Okay, if I click that, you can see connection is secure. That means I'm using HTTPS, which is a secure way. Okay, we'll explain it later. So for now, if I use the HTTP here, if I set this is HTTP, for example, you can see not secure. That means I'm now using HTTP. Okay, so that's the different HTTP and the HTTP. So what is this HTTP and HTTPS, and why we use in our website? Why we use in the website? So the HTTP or the HTTPS will take the data from the client side and it will transfer to the backend, to the server side. For example, now we have a form here. Okay, we have now form here. We enter email. Okay, we have a form, login form. We enter email and password. So the HTTP or the HTTPS will take this data from the browser, from the client side. Okay, it will take this data from the client side and it will check to the server side, which is the backend. So that means it will take this data from the client side, from our browser, and it will check to our database if this user have this same email exist in our database. If this email exists, then the HTTP will return a response. Okay, the HTTP or the HTTPS will return a response that this user exists in our database and he can log in. All that happen in a second. So it will take at a time this information, it will check, it will submit to the database, it will check the database and it will return the response if user exists or not. If it exists, it will go directly to the dashboard. If it's not exist, it will show error message. So the HTTPS or the HTTP is the transfer protocol between the client side and the server side. It will take the data from the client side, it will submit to the server side, and it will take response from the server side and show in the client side. That's the HTTP or the HTTPS. So do you understand? So next is, let's set URL, Uniform Resource Locator. Okay, URL. So URL means the URL we are accessing in the website. Okay, now we have our domain. Okay, so the URL means if I need to access all all the URL, the HTTPS, the Kaizen, itbd.com. This is the domain name. This is the protocol we are using, and after that we will write the URL. Okay. For example, I need to access the about page, so I can write here URL about. So I can directly go to the about. So this is called the URL of the website. Next, FTP, File Transfer Protocol. So what is this? What is FTP? FTP is, let's set, we are building a website. Okay, we are developing a website. We said whenever we are developing a website, we develop in our local computer, right? And we already said the website will come from a server. So whenever we complete the website in our local and we need to transfer this data to the server side, we will use something called FTP. So the FTP means File Transfer Protocol. So it will take your files from the local file and it will submit to the server side. So it is a transfer protocol, a file transfer protocol. Okay. So then CMS, Content Management System. This is I think it's not much important in this, because this CMS is a content manager system mostly used when you are developing a website with WordPress. Okay, now we are learning HTML, CSS, so we don't need this. So there is also something called SEO, search engine optimization. So we have developed the website, we have transferred our website to the server. Okay, we have done in our local computer, we have transferred to the server. Now we need, whenever users search our website to the Google, we need to come our website the first page. Okay, for example, if I just write here, if I just write Kaizen IT, okay, just the name, and I search, you can see the first page come to our website. So in order, whenever you develop a website in your local computer and you transfer your local file to the server, you will not get this. First time you will not get this. So your website will be maybe the last page of the Google. Okay, as default it will come the last page of the Google. User maybe need to search more in order to get your website. So in order to make your website in the first page, you need search engine optimization. So it's a different course. This one we will not learn, but we will learn some basic about the SEO. Okay, we will learn something, but we will not learn complete, because it's a different course. Okay, so next will be the design tools and their importance. So what will be the tools we will use in the design? Whenever we need to design a website, what will be the tools we will use? Okay, so we'll use only two applications. One will be Visual Studio Code. Okay, you already know, I think. Visual Studio Code, you can use Sublime Text, you can use Notepad, Notepad++. There are different text editors, but we will use Visual Studio, which is the best one for now. And we also need a browser. Okay, we already we have a browser, Google Chrome. So we'll just use Google Chrome, which is very good browser, and that supports the last HTML elements, and everything in the design it mostly support for the Google Chrome. So we'll use that two. One will be Visual Studio, where we will write the code, and one will be the browser, the Google Chrome, where we will run our project, where we will see our result. Whenever we write the code, we need to see our result, what will be the result. So we need Google Chrome, the browser, that we can see. Okay, so that will be the two tools we will use in the browser. Maybe in the backend we will need more other tools like Sound Server, Composer, different. So for now we need that two only. So the next, how we can create HTML file and what will be the extension of that file. Okay, so let's start how we can create HTML file. In order to create HTML file, you can create in every folder inside your computer. Okay, we are now in the desktop. You can create HTML file in here. You can create in the desktop another folder, then you can create inside that folder your HTML file. So it's very easy. So in order to create HTML file, you just need to set right click to your computer, then you can set new, just you need to create text document. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, you can set this is the first class, then you will need something called extension. So this is the extension. Now we are using text document, our extension is txt. So we need to change the extension, we need to make .html, because we are doing HTML5. So we have set .html, then we need to set save. So this is now our HTML file. So first of all, this file we need to write HTML code. Then we need to run this HTML file. First of all, how we can run this? You can run by opening, you can set right click, open with, you can open any browser you have. You can see Firefox, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, so you can open. Okay, so let's set Google Chrome. So this is now our website or our project or the HTML file. So how can I open this into my text editor? So now we are opening the browser where we can see the result. So how can we open to our Visual Studio where we need to write the code? Okay, we can set right click, we can open with Visual Studio Code. So this is now our file, firstclass.html. So now let's test one HTML element. So we'll learn it later, don't worry about it. We can set, we need to test if it's working or not. Okay, so this is now HTML code h1, which means the header. If I refresh now, you can see this is the result. So this is how we will write the HTML code. We will use Visual Studio, we will use browser, we will write the code here, we will see our result here. That is the main important. So that is all the basic of the website. So do you understand now fully? Do you have any question? So next we will start the HTML syntax. So whenever you are writing or whenever you are coding any language or any programming language, there is a syntax, and every language have different syntax. So first of all, we will learn the HTML syntax. So what will be the HTML syntax? Let's remove this one now. For the HTML, there is different syntax. Okay, so in order to write HTML code, first of all we have to write it is syntax. Okay, first of all we have to start from writing the document type. Okay, we said doc type, which means if I said doc type, I am creating HTML5. Okay, I have to set HTML. So this is set. So this means now I am creating HTML5. Then after that I will create here HTML element. Okay, I have set HTML element. There is something called opening tag and closing tag. Okay, this is the opening and this is the closing, but we will learn it later, don't worry about it now. Now we set we have HTML tag. First of all we have the document type, which is HTML5. Then we have the HTML. So this HTML means I need to write HTML code. So we have defined it already. We have said we need to write HTML code. Then where we need to write? We need to write HTML code inside this tag, inside the opening and the closing tag. So we can set enter. So whatever we write inside this HTML is HTML code. Okay, whatever we write inside this HTML is HTML code. Then we need now, whenever we are building a website, we will build the website in two parts. Okay, the header, which is that section, and the body, which is this section. So the body is the most important part of the website, because whatever you are writing, whatever you need to show inside your website, you will write inside the body. Okay, inside this body. So first of all we will start from the head. So we'll set head. So this is the head of the website. That means whatever comes inside there, it must be here. Okay, whatever I write inside this head, it will show there. Then inside here we will write some other code, HTML code. Then I also need the body of my website. Okay, this is the body. So this is called now the HTML syntax. The document type, which is the new updated version of the HTML. The HTML element, that means I need to write HTML code inside here, the opening and the closing. The head, which means the head part of the website. The body, which means the body part of the website. So let's write something inside the head. Okay, for example, now we have firstclass.html. So this will be the title of your website or the name of your website. For now we have there Kaizen IT. So in order to write our website name, we will write inside the head. Okay, what we will write? We will write title element. Okay, we will write title element. Then we can say now this is our website name, web 5. This is our website name. So if I refresh now, you can see web 5. If I need to show something inside here, I have to go inside the body and I can write here h1, for example. Let's set welcome. Okay, you can see. So this is the basic syntax of the HTML. So do you understand? So we will do in every class, whenever I write some code or whenever I explain something and I do practical, so you have to do the same way. Okay, I will give you 2 to 3 minutes that you will do this. Okay, so now you have to create HTML file, and you have to open in the Visual Studio and you have to write the HTML syntax. Okay, so you have to do this one.